States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Mayor Beagle is excused. Deputy Mayor Resnick.
Present.
Councilmember Behrman.
Present.
Councilmember Gotchel.
Here.
Councilmember Grunlund Fox.
Here.
Councilmember O'Day.
Here.
Councilmember Sharp.
Present.
We have quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Any changes or additions to the agenda? City Manager Brown?
No changes, sir.
Assistant City Manager Benson?
I have none, sir.
Any from the dais? All right. Our first order of business is the approval of minutes from the regular City Council meeting of August 26, 2025. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve. Support.
All right, I have a motion to second. Any changes or additions? Deletions? No, good. All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving the minutes signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All right. We have no correspondence this week, and next brings us to the city manager's reports. The first report is the fire report from July 2025. Any questions for the chief? All right. The second city manager's report is a police report from July 2025. Any questions? All right, you guys get let off again easy this week. All right, the next item on the business is a consent agenda. All items listed under the consent agenda are considered routine by the city council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the items will be removed from the consent agenda and added to the regular agenda at the unfinished or new business. Do I have a motion for the consent agenda?
Support.
I have a motion to support. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All right. Brings us to the first call to the public. I will read the rules for call to the public. Public shall address the council during the call to the public, which shall be included on the agenda immediately after correspondence and again immediately after new business. First call to the public immediately after correspondence is limited to agenda items only. A person should not address the council in excess of 5 minutes unless the time is extended by majority vote of the council present. Persons wishing to address the council shall identify themselves and their place of residence and shall state the reason for addressing the council. All comments made by the public shall be made directly to the council. Do we have anybody for the first call to the public today? Seeing none, I'll close call to the public. Brings us to unfinished business, item number 1, a second reading and adoption of an ordinance to amend the Wixom Code of Ordinances, Title 18.00, Zoning, Chapter 18.12, General Provisions, to add a new section, 18.12.160, to provide regulations for mobile food vending. Amend Section 18.12.180 to differentiate mobile food vending as a temporary use, and amend Chapter 18.24.080, definitions, Section 18.24.080, to provide definitions for mobile food vending. Do I have a motion?
Support.
Motion and support, and this is the second reading of this amendment. So, any questions? This is our third time with it, so any comments? All right. So I have a motion and support to have the second reading and adoption of an ordinance to amend the Wixom Code of Ordinances, Title 18.00, Zoning, Chapter 18.12, General Provisions, to add a new section, 18.12.160, and to provide regulations for mobile food vending. Amend Section 18.12.180 to differentiate mobile food vending as a temporary use, and amend Chapter 18.24.080, definitions, Section 18.24.080, to provide definitions for mobile food vending. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Brings us on to new business. New business item number 1 is a recommendation to approve the installation of the Gillies Alley mural by Lisa Little at a cost of $13,500 from downtown enhancement account number 248-729-956.006. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Motion support. Okay. Ms. Cloutier from the DDA will speak.
Yay, you rhymed. Cloutier from the DDA. Thank you for having me tonight. We're very excited for this project, and it's been a longstanding goal of the design committee to introduce a mural in downtown Wixom. Many downtowns throughout Oakland County and throughout the country bring murals to their community to add a sense of vibrancy and to start conversations and bring people and support business. So with that, we have been working with artist Lisa Littell, who is here tonight, for the past, I think 2 to 3 years on ideas for murals, where to put them, what we would like to see. She did all the artwork that is on the bikes, the flowers and hummingbirds and that kind of stuff already. So working with Lisa, we came up with the idea of let's highlight the trail town aspect, the characteristics of the trail town, and the beautiful nature and the flowers that surround Wixom. And in your packet, you have the renderings of that. We did receive a technical assistance grant from Main Street Oakland County for $2,500 to complete Gillies Alley and also apply towards the renderings of the mural. So that has already been paid out. The remainder of the mural is a cost of $13,500, and that's what we are here to get approved tonight. If you have any questions, I'm happy to.
That's questions. I'll start with Councilman Sharp.
Well, thank you, Deputy Mayor. Ms. Cloutier, thank you. I really like this project and support it. I wasn't clear, though, is this what it's going to look like? This is the rendering, the design work's basically already been done.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, it's going to be pretty close to that.
Okay.
It may have
I
some
thought that was
variation.
the concept, and we hadn't actually kicked off the design work.
Yeah,
Okay.
this has been presented to the DDA board, and
Okay.
they approved the
Very good.
rendering.
Thank you.
Councilman Grossman Fox.
Thank you for getting this to the finish line. I love it. I like seeing it in other communities, and I think it's going to add a lot to our downtown.
Councilman Behrman.
Thank you. So I guess my question was on the first picture has like 4 sections,
Yes.
but then the building rendering has 2 sections. So
She just did that for visual purposes to show what it would look like. It will be the 4 sections
on the building.
on the building.
The only thing I would, the city's paying for it. I mean, if we could make the downtown Wixom or the Wixom logos just stand out a little bit more. But I mean, beyond that, I think it's a great idea. I just would make more sense if people understand when they're looking at it, they see the Wixom sign in it that we're highlighting the trail versus them thinking it's just like a landscaping mural.
Gotcha.
But I do like the idea.
Just a quick, thank you. No, just a quick comment, just kind of dovetailing the others, that I think this is a great project. I notice a lot of times, especially this time of year even, in different cities, people, family photos, Christmas cards, things of that nature, or holiday cards. I think, if this could be promoted with that kind of aesthetic as well, would bring people in, and I think it's just a great idea, so thank you.
And I just had one question. I took a walk through there this week, and is the Kelly Green general background going to stay the same, or is that going to be changed?
Much of it's going to disappear on the 4 sections. So being in the alley currently, we have benches and we have the flower boxes. So the mural's going to start at the top of the flower boxes and go up. So there will still be Kelly Green visible in areas. The most visible spot will be where it says Gilpatrick's on the side of the building. We're not removing that
No.
because there is also a window in there.
Right.
And to design around the window, it just didn't make sense. And that Gilpatrick sign's pretty iconic in our downtown, and we didn't want to lose that.
Great. Well, and thank you, Ms. Little. It's a great project, and I'm glad you brought it this far, so. All right, very good. With no further questions, we have a recommendation to approve the installation of the Gillies Alley mural by Lisa Little at the cost of $13,500 from Downtown Enhancement Account number 248-729-956.006. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Brings us to new business item number 2, a recommendation to accept the low qualified bid from Solar Contract Carpet of Detroit, Michigan for the community center carpet and tile replacement at a cost of $39,337.30 from Cultural Center Improvements Account number 401-805-971.350. Any motion?
So moved.
All right, motion support. Ms. McGee, thank you.
Yes, so before you tonight is a recommendation to accept a low qualified bid, as Deputy Mayor said. This would be a replacement carpet for the ballroom lobby and the front offices, and a non-skid replacement tile for the back kitchen and back hallway by the kitchen. Any questions?
Councilman Gatto.
Thank you. In the way that the summary kind of read was, we want to do this because it's been a few years, like 2018 and 2017. Is the carpet like very like, I know it's used, but like the kitchen to me probably isn't heavily trafficked all the time like a restaurant kitchen would be. So I'm just trying to gauge, like, is this something we just do every 7 or 8 years, or is this something that actually needs to be done because the carpet is stained and coming up? Sort of
The
thing?
second.
Okay.
The back kitchen tile is definite replacement, as well as the ballroom. We have functions in there every weekend with large parties, and it's stains. We've tried to clean it. It just needs
Okay.
replacement.
All right. And we have carpet tiles there now, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and we're doing that again. Thank you.
Questions? I took a walk through there yesterday, and that kitchen floor was the original, and I think from dollies and hand carts going through the asphalt parking lot and that light tile, it's just, I mean, it's really bad. So I'm glad we're getting that changed out. And I understand we will have some replacement squares as well,
Correct.
because this is a non-discontinued pattern.
Correct.
Great. Good. All right, Councilman Sharp.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Ms. McGee, I was over at the blood drive this afternoon in the ballroom, and I said to the nurse who was attending to me that we were changing the carpet in the ballroom. And as I'm looking around, I thought, no, it can't be this room. It must be somewhere else, because it looked really good, but I wasn't looking at all the stains. And she said, really? So it surprised me. I'll vote yes, but I was just surprised that, but according to the people who know best, it needs replacement. It's not just,
Correct.
well, we don't like the color anymore or
Oh,
something
no,
like
no.
that.
There's stains all over.
Okay, yeah, I didn't take a, inch by inch look, but it wasn't like, I was expecting it to be threadbare or something and peeling up and all, but that's what my house would look like before I'd pay for a carpet, but not really, not quite that bad. Okay, I'm good, thank you.
Any further questions? No. All right, we have a motion to, and a second to recommend to accept the low qualified bid from Solar Contract Carpet of Detroit, Michigan for the community center carpet and tile replacement at a cost of $39,337.30 from the Cultural Center Improvements Account number 401-805-971.350. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion passes. The third item of business tonight is a recommendation to accept the proposal from Hubbell Roth & Clark, Inc. of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan for design and construction engineering services for the Hillsborough and Millstream Subdivision Road Improvement Project at a cost not to exceed $75,960.40 for design engineering from engineering expense account number 203-554-960.390 and $135,036 for for construction engineering from construction account number 203-554-971.399, and authorize Department of Public Works Director Tim Sigma to sign the agreement. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Support.
All right, we have motion and support. Mr. Sigma.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Yes, what we have here is the beginning of next year's road program. I know we're not quite finished with this year's road program, but it's time to look forward to the next year. And the start of that is design and engineering for that. What we have programmed is Millstream and Hillsborough subdivisions. It's one of the older subdivisions that we have in town, and we plan to do a complete replacement or a repair and replacement of the roads in those two subdivisions. This includes a portion of Castlewood where it connects to the Maple Ridge new subdivision that's there, and we will plan to take out the cul-de-sac that's in there as well to straighten that out. So we've been having a few not accidents, but close calls in that area because it's a wider portion of the road, and we'd like to take that out. It'll help with plowing in the winter, and it should reduce accidents in the future as well. So that was part of this design, along with the two subdivisions. We have Hubbleroth and Clark here if you have any questions for them, and yeah, I'd be open to any questions you may have.
All right, start down here, Councilman Brennan.
I was just going to say, I support removing that circle to nowhere. It doesn't make sense now that the street is extended through, and it'd be nice to see just that area landscaped and returned to the HOA.
No, I'm just happy.
Councilwoman Carmen Fox.
So I was happy to see this early, so thank you for getting it to us early, and hopefully we can lock in the price and we'll be good to go. Thank you.
Councilman Sharp.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Mr. Sigma, I just want to thank you for 3 competitive bids. I feel like we don't always see competitive bids on some of our engineering services, and so it's really nice to see them, and it's good to know HRC appears to be respectful of the bid process and respectful of our relationship, coming in low. I really look forward to them doing a good job on the 2 subdivisions. And it's nice to be getting the subdivisions done. I'm starting to pay more attention to riding my bicycles through and getting shoulder breakers driving through the subdivision. So thank you.
All right. Very good. With no further questions, we have a recommendation to accept the proposal from Hubbleroth and Clark, Inc. of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan for design and construction engineering services for the Hillsborough and Millstream subdivision road improvement project at a cost not to exceed $75,960.40 for design engineering from engineering expense account number 203-554-960.390 and $135,036 for construction engineering from construction account number 203-554-971.399, and authorize Department of Public Works Director Tim Sigma to sign the agreement. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, brings us to new business item number 4, recommendation to authorize participation in the Sourcewell solicitation quote number 24-0328-ICCDB for the purchase of a 100 kilowatt natural gas generator from Wolverine Power Systems of Wixom, Michigan, for a total cost of $68,950, with funding of $60,000 from DPW Building Upgrades account number 401-411-979.392, and $8,950 from Garage Equipment account number 101-441-804.396. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Okay, motion support. Mr. Sigma.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. This is for the generator, as you had explained. We, through the capital improvement program, we've been waiting for this generator for a few years already, and we do do a lot of maintenance on this generator, and we feel that it is time to replace it. With some of the DTE changes that have taken place over the last few years, we've utilized this a lot. And it starts up on a weekly basis, and the last time it started, which was about 2 hours ago, for just a half hour, just to make sure it runs, our mechanic and I were talking, and it hesitated a little bit. He listened to it and made a notation. I said, hopefully we can purchase this tonight. But yeah, we utilize the Sourcewell, and this Wolverine Power is a Wixom business, and we feel that this is a good way to support our local business, and we're utilizing the Sourcewell solicitations through the state of Michigan. With that, I'd be open to questions on this.
Councilman Sharp.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Mr. Sickman, you know I love generators in the city. This one looks like a good deal to me. I quoted a 10 kilowatt replacement for a generator I had in my house, and it was like $12,000. Of course, they wanted to move it and get it to code and all. This is turnkey, right? Other than the exclusions, which are like DTE power coming to it, but that's already there, right? DTE power is already to the site we're putting the generator on.
Yep.
You're taking out the old pad, putting in a new pad, putting it back at the same spot,
Yep.
turning it over, writing to check the Wolverine, and they're going to do everything and turn it on for us. It says even train people.
Yes.
Cool. I feel like there's another question, but sounds too good to be true.
There is a switchgear in there as well.
Oh yeah, switch, yeah.
We don't use
And they'll have, it's this year, we're going to get it this fall, or what
That
do you
is
think?
the goal.
Okay.
Yes. If you remember purchasing this one, and granted, this one had a lot more electrical engineering because we had to connect the two different systems
Right,
for the
right,
city
right,
hall.
yeah.
But yeah, this one is fairly straightforward. So
Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
thank you.
Great, and I think it's great that we're using a Wixom-based company too, so very good. All right, we have a recommendation to authorize participation in the Sourcewell solicitation quote number 24-0328-ICCDB for the purchase of a 100 kilowatt natural gas generator from Wolverine Power Systems of Wixom, Michigan for a total cost of $68,950 with funding of $60,000 from DPW Building Upgrades account number 401-411-979.392 and $8,950 from Garage Equipment account number 101-441-804.396. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, motion passes.
Thank you.
Very good. Which brings us to the second call to the public. I will not reread the rules for the call to the public, but anything that's on anybody's mind, you can come to the podium and speak your mind. I see we have what looks like maybe 4 students today. At the second call to the public, we usually invite our students to come up, introduce themselves, which class they're taking, and which school they're from, and maybe there'll be a question or so from someone up here on the dais. So why don't you step to the podium, and that way you get on the record for your teacher as well.
Thank you for having us tonight first, and I'm Landon Gackey. We're all from Lakeland High School, and we're taking the class AP Government for Mr. Howe. I don't know if you know him or not, but he's a great teacher, and I do not have any questions.
Well, do we have any questions for the AP Government class? I'm sure there has to be a question. Mr. Gottschalk, do you have something to ask?
I'm on the spot as much as you are right now. Can you name both of our state's U.S. senators?
I don't think so.
Taking advantage of the yes or no version of that question. So we have Gary Peters is one, and he's retiring. And then there's a bunch of people running for his seat, right? You know that? Okay. What do you guys study in AP government? Okay. It's a good place to start.
Pretty important.
Yep.
Very good. Why don't you, the rest of the three, state your name and where you're from as well, so you can get on the record?
I'm Jacob Farley. I also go to Lakeland with these guys. I also have the same teacher, Mr. Howe. I actually live right up here in Wixom, so I do live close by.
Very good.
I do not have any questions.
All right.
Hi, I'm Haley Aberlich, and I also go to Lakeland and take AP Gov.
Hi, I'm Auburn Miller. I also go to Lakeland and take AP Gov.
Super. Well, thank you for coming, and hope you get something out of being at a local city government meeting. And if you need a picture afterwards, we can stay and snap a photo. All right. Thank you. Anybody else for the second call to the public tonight? Seeing none, I'll close the second call to the public and bring us to city manager's comments. City Manager Brown.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. A couple of things that I had in here for miscellaneous project updates. Maple Road Water Main Project is basically mostly complete. There's still work to be done with the actual installation of water main that will not be affecting the roadway. So there won't be any further road closures. There's sidewalk restoration that's also going to be taken care of in the future. And then the tree work along the north side of West Maple is also not yet completed. The reconstruction of Manistee, which you might have noticed on the west side of the Country Corners development, has started. The roadway's been completely removed. Curb and gutter work has been completed at the front end of the project. And then we're going to have the actual paving take place of the roadway, repaving of the roadway taking place. And then also AFC Holcroft, the abutting business there, has contracted with our contractor to do some additional work on their property as well. So you'll see that taking place over probably the next week or two. It's supposed to be finished by the block party, which is happening on September 20th. The Huron River watershed green infrastructure improvements along Gunnar Metella Park are also in process. They've basically killed the grass in that area and are going to be replacing it with native plantings and other green infrastructure enhancements for that area. And then finally, the Department of Public Works driveway, just to clarify, that's from just outside the gate, just outside of the administration building, not closer to Charles Road. So it's a relatively short repaving job there that's been taken care of that extends to the back end of the administrative building. That's completed. We're just waiting for the concrete to cure before we start driving on it. There will be some site restoration after that as well. That's the only items that I included on there. Tim, I was going to send you something and ask if we have anything for the culvert projects. Is there any kind of an update on that in terms of timing or anything? Yeah, it's why it wasn't included, because there really isn't anything new to report. So we'll see how that turns out. That's the other project that would be worth discussing, but we don't have any news on that. So other than that, we have the dates to remember that were included in this update. And if there's any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Otherwise, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Assistant City Manager Benson.
Just one comment in follow-up to City Council's conversation at your last meeting about the potential for discussing connector roads. We did mention that to the Planning Commission at their meeting last Wednesday, and we will be looking to schedule a joint meeting between the City Council, the Downtown Development Authority, and the Planning Commission. We're looking most likely at the week of September 29th. It's an off week for all of our other meetings. So just giving you the heads up to keep an eye out for an email, and we'll be circulating, trying to find the best dates for that. That's all I have.
Very good. I'll bring us to council comments. I'll start out here. Councilman.
Thank you. My only comments are with regards to Mac Park. We really need to finish it up. Like, can we hire someone to put topsoil down and seed down and get it cleaned up and looking nice? Because all that concrete work has been done, going on 2 months ago. They still haven't cleaned up the concrete spray that was all over our new gazebo. We just paid for it, so there's concrete spray all over our new gazebo. They destroyed all the grass that we planted last fall, where we took the buildings down when they put that concrete in. It's just, that's the entrance to our downtown, and it really needs to be done and look nice, and it's just taking way too long. So I don't know what we're waiting on. If we're trying to do it ourselves, I mean, it has to be below 10 grand to get a landscaper in and do topsoil and seed. Let's just hire someone and get it done. That's our downtown. That's my comment.
Thank you, Councilman Fairman. Councilman?
Thank you. Just that I was one of several of us up here and out there who attended the Lakes Area Chamber of Commerce luncheon today, and it was a great event, very informative, and just kind of nice to be outside of work with everyone. So thank you.
Good. Councilman Sharp?
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Yeah, I want to echo Councilmember O'Day's comments on the luncheon today. It was probably the first thing I've really done in 6 years outside of meet here and budget and such, and it was nice to be outside and be around all the other folks that have similar roles in communities around us. But I would like to thank Councilmember Gottschall for his good representation of the city as he was speaking about things we were doing. And I was hearing all the projects that all the rest of the townships and all were doing, and I thought none of them really competed with that Astemo announcement about, I think I said, did I say that right, Astemo? The development down there, 100 jobs, new jobs in the region, 200 total in Wixom or something along those lines. Some are moving from other areas to us, but a lot of new job creation, big project. So that was nice versus some of the other things that we do every day here, and we don't comment on them. So thank you. It was a good event. That's it.
Great. Councilman Grenlund Fox?
Thank you. I too would like to just comment on the event. It was nice to get out and hear what other communities are doing, and you're right, Councilmember Shelby. It just, we shined, and thank you. Gotcha, this was great. I do have a question. Is the calendar out yet for the meeting schedule?
Next time.
Not yet, okay. Could I make a request, and if my other council members will indulge me? If there's a holiday on a Monday, could we try not to have a meeting on that Tuesday? I know I've talked about it before, but I don't know if it just didn't work, and sometimes it might not work depending on other holidays that might be there, but I know a lot of people go away, and as opposed to trying to not miss meetings, maybe we could avoid those Tuesdays if possible. Thank you. That's all I have. Thank you.
Good. Councilman Gottschall?
Thank you. I did appreciate the chance to represent the city today at the State of the Lakes. It was nice time. I think everyone should be proud of me for bringing up the rebranding, not sarcastically and in a good light. So pat myself on the back for that.
It was noted and appreciated.
But yeah, as Councilmember Sharp said, listening to what a lot of the other community leaders were talking about, it's great for their cities, but it is like very small scale compared to the momentum we have in Wixom. We're talking about adding 500 jobs to the city from one business and almost $100 million in building upgrades, and no other city is really coming close to that. So I think we have a lot of opportunity and momentum in the city. I know council's been really focused on the downtown area, and we have projects going on there. But I think it does shine a very good light on the city. I had someone approach me afterwards, and they kind of took a poll of their coworkers who were there after we were all done speaking and said, like, where would you move? And the consensus was people would move to Wixom from that group. And I think that shows kind of the draw that we have going for the city, which is something we need to keep building on. I think we're kind of getting through development, and we're adding public art, which is something that I've touched on when we hopefully tear down the barn. But adding it through the mural and other things, I mean, that's something we can be improving. I mean, we're still in development. We still have a few holdouts that we would like to build, but I think we're to the polishing and making it a real community vibe now with West End Commons and other things. So it was very nice to see how far ahead Wixom is, and not in a braggy way, but being up here for 10 years now and seeing all of the work that, and even arguments and disagreements that council members have had, paying off for the city, I think is very nice. And it kind of goes to the point wanting to hold a joint meeting, which I'm fine with, but I think in the pecking order, sometimes I know the boards and commissions are there to review things in a more fine tooth, but it seems they almost forget that they're also there to help facilitate what council would like to do for the city, not necessarily what they would like to do. They're not elected. So I hope we can kind of facilitate that messaging too, because we've had a bunch of projects where there's a spectrum of disagreement between council and planning commission and other groups. So hopefully we can get them on board with what we would like to do, especially downtown. The other thing I wanted to touch on was with the road being closed, I actually got a text message from somebody today that works at J&B Medical and says, do I really have to keep making this drive until October to use the dirt road to swing back around? And I said, that's what we're told, and we don't have any updates. But I know there was a DDA Facebook post about the businesses hurting and whatnot, and people commenting about the gate that we put in at Gibson Drive, I think it was. Did we do that? Yeah. And like, why can't that be open as a pass around? I honestly don't know if that gets people around the issue or not. So I'm not sure if we've investigated that at all. Yep.
Oh, if I may, and sorry, no, Steve. So as Director Sickma mentioned, the gate is in there. The problem is that ATS Drive is not a public road, so we can't unilaterally say that folks can drive through there. They were kind enough to grant us an easement so emergency vehicles can get through, but there would be, kind of access, maintenance, damage issues related to that. And I do know, I think ATS was trying to be nice even to some of their neighbors, and that may have backfired. And so I think they have concerns about it. So that's why we haven't been able to open it up kind of full time.
It was evaluated, not pursued, because it really wasn't an option from a permission standpoint.
So they were disagreeable. Did we try to negotiate with them about anything, or it was just, we don't want this being them, and then we just pursued any further?
That's accurate.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do we have, another 6 weeks of it? Potentially? No? Longer? Shorter? Longer, probably. Even better news for everybody. Maybe, I don't know what council's like, but if we can see under what circumstances they would allow it, I know a lot of businesses would probably appreciate that, and a lot of drivers as well.
Just think if Landro was in.
If we only had Landro.
So they have to loop around.
I've had several conversations with the property owner and the business ATS there, and their liabilities are great, and they do not want to risk any kind of problems going across their yards or their lawns. We had to put up poles so that people wouldn't drive through the lawn over there. And different things. They also have their own road. It is a private road with a bridge, and bridges are expensive as this culvert is expensive. It's just not feasible at this time to I guess expect that a private company donate their resources to the community like this.
Yep. It's just something that I had noticed in the comments, and there wasn't any like city rebuttal or DDA rebuttal to it. We just were letting the comments kind of stew as they do.
It does, and we've responded to them as they come into us and in emails. But there really isn't that much negotiation on this without a lot more expense from the city.
All right.
We're grateful that they were able to provide the emergency use that we have for, it saves, I don't know what the chief says, but probably saves 10 minutes on a response time, if they had to drive those trucks around. So the police and fire are utilizing that, and that was the commitment that they had agreed to.
Okay. I appreciate the info. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Gottschall, and again, thank you for representing us today at the Lakes Area Chamber. Very much appreciated. Also, I got quite an earful from business owners this week as well, and I had, number one, there's a lot of misinformation on it. People don't realize that's a county road. Everybody says, how come you guys in the city aren't doing, I said, it's a county road. We don't have much pull there. And I know Mr. Sigma does what he can in terms of trying to get the pressure put on in the updates, but we're at the mercy of them. So write your Oakland County Commissioner, yes. So thank you for everything you can do to get that open, because businesses are really hurting as a result of it. One other comment that I had today is I know there are block parties coming up, and it may also be a little bit tamed down because of that closure. I will not be able to attend. I'll be out of the country, but I hope we have good weather, as we've had in the past for that. And I read with great interest this morning an article on the microchip scanning stations that Macomb County is putting in at some of their public safety facilities, where if people find stray dogs or cats and they want to go over to the station and see if it's chipped, and it anonymously links then over to the owner of that if it's in the system. And I thought that's kind of neat, because every time I walk down Charms, I still see lost dog 8.5 by 11s taped to the different poles and light poles. I didn't realize we still have a lot of that goes on in the city. But the stations themselves are only $450, including the waterproof enclosure and all the signage required to install it. It might be worth looking into it. Those communities that are participating in Macomb County are getting a grant through I think it's called the Michigan Agriculture and Rural Development Authority, MIRDA or something like that. And they're getting grant monies to put a couple of these in. I thought, well, if we had one at the fire barn, one at the police station, if people did want to walk over there and scan a dog that they find, rather than have people putting posters up all the time. And I don't know what percentage of folks get their animals chipped, but we always have. And so it might be something worth looking into. I've got information. It was in today's Free Press as well. It was an interesting program for only $450 a station. So with that, do we have a motion to adjourn? We have motion support. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? All right, meeting adjourned. And students, do you want to take a quick picture with council?